Anxiety crept up on me. To be honest, I still can't believe I deal with it. It first arrived in my late 30s. My heart felt like it was wiggling in my chest and was accompanied by slight pain. My first thought was heart attack, of course. When I hit up Google about heart attacks, it said there'd be an impending sense of doom if a heart attack were occurring. I didn't feel this, but then again, I'd never felt an impending sense of doom before, so I continued to get even more freaked out. This went on typically late at night after the family had gone to bed. Night after night. Until one Sunday, it hit me in the afternoon. Hard. My heart began violently shaking in my chest, accompanied by a stabbing pain every now and then. I was standing in my garage talking with my close friend. I lifted up my shirt and said, "You don't see my heart jumping and wiggling beneath my skin? It feels like you should literally see it." Of course, he told me he didn't. I was beside myself. I didn't know what to do. But being a Sunday, doctor's office is closed, I went to an emergency room. The doctor there was very kind to me. He lied me on a gurney, put me on an EKG, as I went on and on about a stabbing pain in my chest that kept occurring in intervals. After monitoring my EKG for a few minutes, he said, "I want you to point in the air every time you feel that stabbing pain in your heart, so I can watch the EKG for anything that might correlate with it." I did so. He patiently watched the EKG as every 10 to 20 seconds, I pointed in the air, signaling this awful stabbing pain that kept occurring over and over. I remember that he watched me do this while watching the EKG for quite some time. Good doctor. Finally, he said, "Sir, you aren't having any kind of cardiac event. Your heart is pumping fine, and you show no signs of having had a heart attack." I put my hand down to my side as I lie there on the gurney, dumbfounded, still feeling my heart wriggling and writhing in my chest, and this painful stab making me wince every now and then. He approached the side of the gurney. "This is good news," he smiled down at me. "It's all in your head." All in my head? I shook my head. The same head that was apparently perpetrating this injustice on me. "How can that be?" I said. "It's anxiety," he said. It's literally nothing." "But how can it be anxiety?" I replied. "I'm not a worrier. I don't sit around wringing my hands in anguish. I honestly don't give a second thought to worries typically." "Well, that's probably why it's manifesting itself like this," he replied. "If you were sitting around wringing your hands, you'd be expressing your worries. This is your body's way of getting that anxious energy out." And so was my introduction to anxiety. He asked me more questions to further prove his hypothesis to me, as well as be certain that it was all in my head. "When do you feel this way the most?" he asked. Felt it most nights for weeks, like watching TV or reading." "What about when you exert force? Walking, running, moving a heavy item?" "No, nothing during those times. It's mostly when I'm on the couch, late at night." "Well, sir, that's the opposite of something heart-related. When the heart is under a heavy load is when it would act up. But you're telling me it happens the most when you're at rest, when your brain is not occupied and your body's just sitting there." "That sounds like textbook anxiety to me." "Well, what do I do?" "I suggest when it happens, you tell yourself that nothing is wrong. Convince yourself it isn't real. Over time, if you can convince your mind it isn't real, it may go away." I thanked the doctor and started to drive myself home. I began crying uncontrollably. I was disappointed, to say the least, that there wasn't anything to treat. I felt like a prisoner with only a slight chance of escaping my cell. But as that feeling came and went over the next few months, I did as he said, and I saw progress. So much progress that one day it occurred to me that I hadn't felt the heart wriggling and stabbing pain for quite some time. Which is when it started again. Right in that moment. At least I knew by that point that it was definitely all in my head. Our minds are powerful. If we don't choose to take up the power of our mind and tell it what to do, our mind will do whatever it wants. I lived that way for a long time and still have more to learn. But since that time, I've learned that so many things are all in our head. Most things. You may not believe that, but put it to the test. It will prove itself to you.